Hi everyone, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today the topic is avoiding unnecessary insurance audits. Everyone is going to end up having an insurance audit at some point in your career. Whether you're a practice owner or you work at an entity, it's inevitable. There's going to be something that comes up and there will be an audit. There are likelihoods of some insurances to do audits over others, and then there's different reasons for audits. Some are, it's just they're focusing on your specialty perhaps, and so everyone in your specialty is seeing this and having to go through the same audits. Other times it could be that there's just random audits that the insurance conducts. Like I know in April of 2024, Aetna had put out a notice to certain states that they were going to be conducting random audits, choosing practices at random, they said, and you would have to fulfill submitting the requested information within a certain amount of time for them to do it. And if they're going to be doing something like that, they usually do send that out in their bulletin like a month before, so you can be prepared and look for it just on the chance that you're chosen. The other way that you can get audited by an insurance is because you are sending claims and other billing information to them that is flagging their system for repeated offenses, such as sending duplicated claims because maybe your billing staff doesn't understand how to send corrected claims to them appropriately, and they're just denying the corrected ones because it looks like a duplicate to them. That could be one. Or you have something messed up in your system and the providers are sending duplicated claims. I mean, there's different things that can happen. Another cause for an insurance to trigger an audit for your practice is if you get a lot of denials for the same reason. If you are not scrubbing your claims good enough, then you could be sending the same thing over and over for something that maybe is not covered, or there's no prior auth on the file for the patient or a referral on the claim, and it keeps denying. Another thing that can trigger an audit from an insurance company is sending too many high-level E&M codes. And honestly, this happens to most practices often enough if you bill a lot of level 4 and 5s. If you do, that could trigger it, and they'll say, well, we need to see those records to support this before we'll pay for that level. That happens. There are specialties where level 4s and 5s are very common, and the doctors are very good at supporting the reason behind that level of code, and it's okay and it passes the audits, but it still will flag an audit. Sometimes that's unavoidable because of your specialty, services you offer, etc., but it can trigger an audit if you're billing out the same code, especially high-priced codes, over and over again. There are many different reasons that your practice could trigger an unnecessary insurance audit, and a lot of it all comes back to having revenue cycle staff that don't know what they're doing. Either you are not having certified coders read over the billing information before you submit the claims, and so things are going out that are not accurate, not good, because you don't have someone who has a knowledge in that space protecting you ahead of time. Being proactive is better than being reactive. That's one of my favorite sayings, and this is so true when it comes to medical billing. I have other videos where I talk about the investment of an in-house certified coder in your specialty, someone who is experienced, especially depending on your specialty. If you're an orthopedic surgeon, dermatologist, some kind of specialty where you have very particular coding, high-priced services, things like that. In my opinion, I recommend having someone who has at least 5 years experience coding in your specific field that has the ability to have your best interest, right? So they can review all of the super bills, the billing information before it gets sent to the insurance company. They can fix anything that's missing modifiers. They can check the documentation to ensure everything matches between the billing information and what's documented in the chart note, that everything is supported. The other thing they can do is they can recommend adding stuff to the billing because maybe you missed something or the doctor's not aware that they can bill separately for something and the coder is. That's what their job is. So they can advise adding certain things or taking away certain things to make sure that you don't get audited, that you're not violating any kind of rules and regulations set forth. The coders are super, super important, but so are the very experienced billers. And I say that because of my example just a few minutes ago about correcting claims incorrectly and submitting them to insurance companies saying it's a duplicate, we still have the same issue that we denied before, you still didn't send us what we need. And the more you keep doing that and like wasting everybody's time, the more it just keeps flagging your account at the insurance company, and eventually you're going to be under an audit. There are different types of audits. Again, a prepayment audit means that they, as in the insurance company, are not going to pay any claims without medical record support before they process. So you'll send the claim, it's whatever codes are on it are prompting that prepayment audit. They're saying, we need medical records to support what you're billing, and then it comes back to you and you have to send it off, and it really delays everything. Audits are so inconvenient for everybody, even the insurance company, but if you can lessen your chance of having one internally and doing everything you can, is the way to go. Medicare audits are such a pain in the butt. And remember, that's a federal entity. That's something you don't want to mess with. And if you send too many things that are denied because it's like a non-covered service and you just keep sending it, or you're sending something that's not correct, you're going to get a Medicare audit. And trust me, they are stressful, they're a headache. And if you can avoid it, you need to. So put the money up front, hire the right people in your office that have your best interests, that know what they're doing, to make sure that you're not putting yourself at any unnecessary risk of having an audit at an insurance company. Again, audits are going to happen. They're not completely avoidable. It's just the nature of the beast. But you don't need to invite issues either by not doing things correctly the first time. And that's why I'm doing this video. I have survived many audits. They're a pain. They're just kind of like, oh my gosh, here we go. It takes you off other things you want to be able to focus on in your practice. But it's doable, especially when you're confident that you're not doing anything wrong. If they identify things that you're not aware is incorrect, they're usually very nice about it. And they'll just say, well, you can't do this, or you need to make sure you have this if you do this. And in my experience, it's been a positive experience, although it does take a lot of time and focus away from other things. But again, they're unavoidable to a certain degree, but there are ways to avoid the unnecessary audits. And that's why I'm doing this video once again. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please share this video with any of your colleagues whom you feel it would help. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.